Welcome to Golden Heights, the richest and safest place in town. Looks fancy. People who live here, I mean nothing bad oh my goodness. What happened?
I'm Katie, and this man's my husband. I took our kids out of town and my parents for the week. But we rushed back as soon as you called.
This means one of the servants attacked your husband. Let's question them. So the maid was cleaning the whole house. She looks happy. It was gonna take the whole week. You know, big house. Anyway, she was so tired that she just went to bed early. What about the gardener? He was busy all day, watering the flowers. When he went home for dinner, Evan was fine, with a glass of wine. And the cook said he didn't leave the kitchen at all. He said Evan only gave him 2 hours. 2 hours to make dinner for the whole family. Man, that's pushing it. The policeman made the arrest. So, who did he arrest? He arrested the cook. Yeah, guys, Evan wouldn't ask him to make food for the whole family, because Katie and the kids were out of town. Ooh, the shaft busted. Luckily, Evan was fine. Just a cool bandage on his head. But his family was so worried. His daughter Sarah went to a beauty salon. You know, to relax a bit, because her dad got whacked on the head. Sarah felt completely safe. So much so she even fell asleep during her manicure. And boop, and when she woke up, her wallet was gone. Sarah called the police immediately. The salon workers were scared. They said they didn't see the thief. A policeman examined the salon and spotted the criminal. So, do you see her? Which lady is the criminal? I see her. She's got 3 wallets? I don't think so. She's the thief for sure. Sarah called her boyfriend to come get her. It had been so traumatic. So Jacob rushed over. He's gonna be a great boyfriend. He drove so fast. Right in the middle of the road. What's he doing? And whoa! He almost got into an accident. A car pulled out in front of me. We almost crashed, but I swerved just in time. The other guy crashed into a lamppost. Ooh, that guy's pissed. He took one look at my expensive car, and, you know, he just said it was all my fault. I should pay for everything. Oh, that's not fair at all. I was driving really carefully. My wife and I were talking about our vacation. Anyway, now we can't go anywhere, and it's all because of you. I can prove it was his fault. Do you know how? So his car was empty. Where's his wife? Oh, that means he was talking to his wife on the phone. Naughty, naughty man.
That's totally illegal.
That's right, it is. Boom, busted. Sarah and Jacob went to their friend's party. Probably it's gonna be awesome. Lily was turning 18. The party was awesome. I called it. Look at that guy bounce. But Lily felt that something was wrong. Suddenly, the music got quiet and the lights went out. When they came back on, Lily was lying on the floor. Congratulations! So no one had come in or out of the room. Luckily, a student, future Detective Kevin, questioned the witnesses.
I was cutting the cake. I didn't see anything.
I was answering the phone. I was filling up the champagne glasses. I didn't notice anything. So guys, who hurt Lily? And on her 18th birthday, not cool. Footprints busted. It was this guy. He's the criminal. Man, rookie mistake, footprints. So Kate told her parents about the party. This is not gonna go well. They were mad. I bet. Kate told them not to worry. Lily was fine. Nothing happened. She just hit her head a bit. But still, guys, parents. The next day, Kate got home like 5 minutes late. I mean, no biggie, right? Whatever, 5 minutes. But still, her father freaked. He told the butler.
Don't let Kate out of the house until tomorrow morning.
And the next morning it is. Kate's father asked if she went out last night. The butler said Kate spent the night in the mansion. She didn't go out. But the father looked at Kate's wardrobe. What did he see? The butler was lying. Was he lying or he just didn't know? So how did that guy know that the butler was lying? Look for the clues, guys. The belt lock's hanging on the other side. Not like yesterday. Kate did leave the house. Ooh, naughty, naughty Kate. Kate's father told the story to his friend, Terrence. Yeah, like, you gotta be careful. Liars and cheaters everywhere. Like, one time my friend Maurice almost lost all his money. He, put it all into a poker game. And, of course, he lost. I mean, it even made it on the news. Look, I'm pointing to it. Over and over again. They posted a photo of him and the other players on their website.
Uh-oh.
I saw it and I told Maurice that the game was totally rigged. He had to get revenge, man. So guys, how did Terrence know that the game was rigged? Boom, there's a mirror above the fireplace. That's how they knew. The other guys could see Maurice's cards. 3 aces, not bad though. And a cat for some reason. Maurice didn't want to tell his wife. Because she'd be mad. She didn't know he liked to gamble. Slap. And again a cat for no reason. So he decided to stage a robbery. Ooh, great idea. When his wife came home, she found him unconscious on the table. Maurice woke up and said that he was writing a letter. Then he was attacked from behind, boom, and lost consciousness. His wife didn't believe him. Why not? Yeah, this one's so simple. Guys, the pen has a cap on it. Obvious flaw. Maurice wasn't even writing a letter when he was attacked. And a cat. Maurice confessed to the whole thing.
Oh.
But his wife turned to the police. Ooh, harsh. She proved that Maurice was tricked in the poker game. Then she banned him from playing cards ever again. Ouch. She said he could do some charity work instead. Not so much fun. So they found several posts online. There were two big families. They said they needed money. But which family is actually poor? And which one is rich? Look, they have a coat of arms on the pram. Those guys are loaded with cash. Horrible family. Hey, have you ever volunteered or done any kind of charity work? Tell us in the comments.
My name is Zack. I'm 16, and recently, my life was turned completely upside down. It all started on December 20th, when I decided to indulge in my old bad habit of going through my parents' stuff to find out what I'd be getting for Christmas. I know it's wrong, and weird, and not cool, because it ruins the surprise and all, but I'm just really not good at waiting. For me, it's like an itch that doesn't go away until I find out what's being kept away from me. So that night, when my parents were out, I couldn't fight the urge to snoop around a little bit. And with years of experience under my belt, I knew exactly where my mom and dad would stash all the gifts. First, I decided to go through mom's favorite hiding spot, her wardrobe. That totally paid off. The very first bag I looked in contained these awesome sneakers that I'd been wanting for a really long time. Wicked, I whispered to myself and put them back where they belong. I went to my dad's hiding spot, the attic. It took me more time to find his presents for me. I first came across a box with a silk scarf and a jeweled brooch. Oh, that must be for Mom, I thought to myself and put it away, going back to my search. Soon enough, I hit pay dirt. He got me a new PlayStation. I then covered up any signs of intrusion I might have left. When my parents got back, they could never know that I'd gone through their things. I didn't expect any surprises on Christmas morning. I knew exactly what I was getting. But one surprise did happen. Once I finished opening my presents, I turned to see if my mom and dad were enjoying the gifts that I got for them. It was at that moment when Mom opened Dad's gifts for her. It was a perfume. A really nice, expensive one, I'm sure. But it wasn't the gift that I saw in his hiding spot. Maybe that was for Grandma, I thought to myself. That seemed like the most probable option. I mean, who else could it be for, right? Hey Dad, I asked nonchalantly, did you get anything for Grandma? He seemed surprised by my question, but replied nonetheless. Oh, I already shipped her a rocking chair that she told me she'd had her eye on. Why do you ask, bud? No reason, I shook my head. Just curious. I tried to play it cool, even though my first thought was, is Dad cheating on Mom? I tried to convince myself that the scarf and brooch could be for anyone, like his boss, or a female co-worker or something. It's fine, I kept telling myself. There's no reason to freak out. But like I said before, I can't stand not knowing something for sure. I couldn't really focus on anything else. I needed to figure out what was actually going on. I immediately came up with a plan. The perfect plan on how to figure everything out without raising any suspicion or letting my parents know what a snoop I am. Step 1. Distract my dad and get my hands on his phone without anyone noticing. This was probably the easiest one of all. My dad considers himself an exceptional singer. And to be honest, he is exceptionally bad. But he does love playing guitar and singing, which is why I suggested that he play and sing some Christmas songs for me and Mom later that evening. He was more than happy to do it, and I got the perfect opportunity to grab his cell phone and slip it into my pocket as he was putting on his performance. Step 2. Install a spying app on his phone before he notices it's missing. This was a trickier one. I knew my dad would notice his phone missing pretty soon and would start looking for it, so I needed to act fast. I listened to a couple of his songs and then excused myself for a minute to go to the bathroom. Once there, I installed one of those monitoring apps that allow parents to spy on their kids. Pretty ironic, right? And made sure to hide the icon so that he wouldn't notice. Then I headed back to the living room. My dad was still singing without a care in the world, and I managed to put the phone back where he'd left it without him ever suspecting a thing. Step 3. Go through his messages and phone calls. Now I can access his phone from mine without him ever knowing. I went to my room in order to have some privacy. Dad's phone was clean. No flirty texts, no unknown women in his contact list, no romantic selfies, or anything like that. Everything seemed okay until I noticed the amount of times he dialed dry cleaners. He called there practically every day, and some of the calls were like 10 to 15 minutes long. Seems a little too long to be talking about your coat or suit being cleaned, right? Step 4. Follow the lead. I copied the number and took a deep breath. At this point, I was righteously nervous of what I might find out, but I knew that if I'd already started digging, I couldn't stop halfway. I dialed the number. Please be the dry cleaners. Please just be the dry cleaners, I kept whispering to myself. A female voice answered. Hello? I struggled to reply. Hello? Is anyone there? Finally, I decided to improvise. Hi, Sally. It's me. I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong number, she cut me off. Oh, sorry, this isn't Sally? No, this is Ashley. Sorry, kid. I'm afraid Sally blew you off. Bummer. Oh yeah, so embarrassing. Well, I'm sorry I bothered you, miss. Merry Christmas. I hung up before she could say anything. I was so mad, I barely stopped myself from throwing my phone across the room. Who was this Ashley chick? Does she know my dad has a family? Does she know that she's labeled dry cleaners in his phone? This was so messed up on so many levels. I put my hands on the wall and took several deep breaths. I needed to calm down and continue with my plan, no matter how hard it was getting. Step 5. Catch him in the act. This step required patience, which is why it was the hardest part for me. I monitored my dad's phone pretty much non-stop for the next few days, and nothing seemed suspicious at first. He went to work, called his friend, and sent a bunch of business emails. Then I noticed he made a reservation at some restaurant. I thought, bingo! He'll be there with this woman. But when I followed him there, I saw him dining with his work friends. I almost gave up when finally, on New Year's Eve, I noticed his phone at an address that I've never seen before. It was right downtown, and I didn't know anyone among his friends who lived there. I followed him. I was so nervous, I felt like I was gonna puke. I approached the house and raised my trembling hand to knock on the door, but I stopped myself. What if I'm mistaken? How will I explain myself if whatever's happening behind that door has a reasonable explanation? I stepped away from the front door. Maybe I'll just pop my head in the window. I decided that would be a much safer option. So I crouched near the window and looked inside. My whole body went numb. In the living room, on a big leather couch, I could see my dad kissing some woman. I kept staring blankly. Everything had gone according to plan, but I didn't know what to do with the result that I'd ended up with. Should I take some pictures as proof? Should I knock on the window and let him know he's been caught? Before I even got a chance to decide what to do, the woman, Ashley, I already knew that her name was Ashley, noticed me in the window. She screamed and pointed at me. My dad turned around and our eyes met. I'm still not quite sure who this moment was worse for, me or him. My dad stopped seeing Ashley. Well, she broke up with him the second she found out that he was married this whole time. She actually seemed pretty nice, which only made things worse for me. Had she been a bad person, I could hate her, but she wasn't, so I couldn't. All of my anger and frustration fell on my dad, the person I used to look up to. Since he'd been caught red-handed, he did confess to Mom, which didn't go too well, of course. In fact, I'm still not sure if they're gonna try and work things out, or get divorced. And even though my house has turned into a never-ending battlefield, I know that I made the right decision, because peace that was built on lies and betrayal would never last, and I wouldn't want to be a part of it.